Alright, so we're doing this again. Back in the basement, and this time it's the same thing. We have a water heater here. Can I switch this around? There we go. We have a water heater here. Currently it's turned off. I'm draining it down into that sump pump right here because it's literally the only drain that we have. The water's completely cooled down, and this started out as a water heater that could not effectively heat up water. Apparently that started sometime in the early hours of the morning. Continued during the day, and by the time it was morning, showers were cold. Lo and behold, this unit has been replaced once already. It used to be what was it? I forget what brand it was, but this is a replacement. It's a replacement gas control unit. As you can tell, the old fittings have been replaced. So this is new. The fixture, the connections on the bottom, everything's brand new. This was taken out, and right now it's just bumming me out. This water tank has, I don't know, lasted probably 4 or 5 years, and all of a sudden 2 weeks ago, that light started flashing 4 times every 4 times on a period. So for flash, that means eco lockout limit. Essentially what the eco lockout limit means is that due to other causes, there was sediment on the bottom, and that was causing the thermostat that lives in this to read a higher than normal temperature, higher than normal for this unit. Let's say it's 100 degrees, or let's say 100 degrees. So with the flame firing at the bottom, it's like heating up sand while trying to boil your water. So thick sediment at the bottom, you're heating up the sand. The sand would be able to hold and absorb and hold. It would be able to absorb and hold higher temperatures. So essentially what it was is, hypothetically, the cutoff range for this thing is, let's say 125. That sand was heating up to probably 130, 135, or the sediment on the bottom was heating up to probably 130, 135, causing the sensor in this to trip, effectively breaking the circuit, telling this water unit, that this guy is receiving too much gas or it's getting too hot. Just so it doesn't explode, we're going to cut this off and keep this guy's internal temperature under a normal range. So once that cuts off, gas is not going to flow in here. It's not going to heat up the water anymore. And we're surviving off of water that was already warm, that was in this unit. That lasted, let's say 12 hours overnight, give or take 12 hours overnight, and lasted well into the morning hours, which is perfectly fine. But then come morning time, you turn on your water, you have it in the middle where you expect, your warm water. It was so cold, I had to flip it all the way to the hot for it to even be warm. Not a good look, especially not when you have a whole bunch of people trying to take showers at the same time. So later on, came down, I realized this guy was flashing. I immediately cut this off, turned off the supply into this tank, so no new water was coming in. And I went upstairs and turned on the hot water. So yes, it was draining upstairs, but then once this guy was turned into a direction that was parallel to the flow of water, it would essentially cause air to get into the line, and all the water that was above this level, we're in the basement, all the water that was above this level to drain down into this tank, out this guy, down that drain. So right now I'd say the water is not under pressure, but there's still a good deal of water in this tank for it to be trickling this way. So at this point, a good thing to do would be to either go upstairs, open up some more hot water receptacles, introduce more air into the system, have all that air push the water down into this tank and out the drain, so we can at least get some of the sediment in the bottom out of here. Next thing that I'm about to do is I'm probably gonna disconnect this because that water is still pretty clear. I need to disconnect this, open this, drain that into the bucket, and see how much sediment I can get out of this guy. That's the next thing that I need to do. So I'm gonna go do that now. I'm gonna get off live and come back. I'll jump on live the next time I'm doing this. So wish me luck. This should be fun.